Hi, Tony Selzer here. Welcome to the line. We're in Boulder, Colorado, and what a cool freaking city. I'm having so much fun. I mean, the vibe here, the energy, it's all about startup, it's all about tech, but really there's this intersection here that's happening not only in tech, but in people and process, in biotech. And you're, Dr. Manasco here is with Mana Consulting, and you're actually an expert helping really redesign a very backwards, at least 30 years in how this is being constructed, the process and the technology that comes together to do clinical research.
Yes.
It's really broke, isn't it?
Well, it could be better.
Okay.
So I think that's one of the exciting things is now that with the advances in technology, we can do so much more than we used to be able to do.
Right.
And so when 30 years ago, even 20 years ago, people were still using paper to collect the data from clinical trials, from the research sites. And so now we can have the data immediately. As soon as that research subject or patient is seen, we can know what's going on at the site. So it gives us tremendous opportunities.
And I know I'm really picking on the industry, and you're being nice because says I can do that and you can't. But there's technology there. I don't want to say that there's not technology there, but it's been siloed because of the way it's been bought.
Yes.
And now the data is talking to each other. It's all desperate. So people are having to go multiple places to get good information. And taking that even a step further, do you have information to make decisions is a whole nother ballgame.
Yep.
And what you're doing is coming in and helping them see how to build an ecosystem that compresses that go to market for drugs. And that's really what ultimately you're trying to get done here, because the more drugs we can get to market, the more molecules that can get done, the more people we're going to save.
Absolutely.
And that's, I don't mean to over exaggerate, but that's really what's going on. Billions of dollars are being wasted. And you can come in and see that entire system and help redesign that from the ground floor, and then general contract kind of the pieces to get them the solution they need in faster, more efficiently, with less money.
Absolutely. That's exactly right.
Now, how did you get into this? How did that start?
Well, I'm unusual. I am a physician. But I went to medical school specifically to do clinical research.
Oh, wow.
So I did my training at Tulane in New Orleans, and then I went to the NIH, National Institutes of Health, did my fellowship there. I was a principal investigator there. I spent 8 years on doing clinical research at the NIH, and then went to pharma. And so I did the typical pharma kinds of big pharma experiences, worked in many different areas there, including other disruptive approaches like pharmacogenetics.
Wow.
And then went to technology companies.
So you took all those intersections.
Exactly.
And in that, you're piecing this together. You're saying this can be done better.
Yeah.
And because of those unique perspectives of being on the clinical side, on the research side, and being in the tech side, and being on the pharma side, you could see how that could come together and get compressed.
Exactly. And when I was in the technology area, what I saw, and this is what was so troubling for me, is that the technology could do amazing things, but people didn't really know how to set it up. They could set it up for their specific area, but if you were thinking more broadly about how does the medical monitor, which is the physician that oversees it, how do the clinical monitors, how do the data people, how do the project managers, how do everybody need to use that information? That the systems weren't be able to be set up that way. And that's what I think is one of our huge strengths, is we understand what each group needs, and then we can help them to get that information from the systems that are available and the technology that's out there today.
It's really one thing to buy a tool. It's another thing to adopt it in such a way that it creates true leverage for the organization.
Exactly.
And that's the path that you're leading these guys down. You're leading these companies down. Is that a rephrase of what you just said?
Yeah, I think so. And I think that, as you said, traditionally, especially in bigger companies, there have been silos. So the data people had their tools, the safety people had their tools, other people had tools or no tools. And so to be able to get all of those people to talk together, which is what the FDA has asked us to do, and the EMA, which is the European Medicines Association, that is what we're able to do, is to make it so that team now has a set of tools that they can work on together, and they can begin to think about how they can use that information.
Better decisions leading to better processes, leading to better, more efficiencies, more drugs to market to help, really save a lot more people in the end. And that's really where we're going. I mean, there's such an opportunity for technology to leverage the med device, the pharma space to get done more, and you're helping companies down that path.
Yeah, and one of the ways we're doing that is traditionally studies were done where the person, which is called the clinical monitor, who goes out to the research sites and makes sure that things are being done correctly and the patients are being protected. The traditional approach has been those people go out every 4 to 6 weeks to the research sites. They're on the road, 5 days a week, and it's terrible wear and tear on them, and then they're not available to answer the questions from the other people because they're on the road. So what we've tried to do is say, how can we bring that data in and look at it more remotely
real time.
and in real time, rather than wait for somebody to go out to the research sites to do it. And so that is where there's huge cost savings. So in billions of dollars.
Breakthrough saving billions. Thanks so much for being on the show. Appreciate you, Doc.
Thank you.